Hello everybody and welcome back to Survival Challenge. So to start this episode I do want to say a big thank you and a shout out actually to that guy Grizz, I think is how it's pronounced. If I've got that wrong, please do please do tell me. Absolutely, obviously I've never met him before. I am guessing he's an American YouTuber. Probably. Anyways, just a big thank you to him that he has told me, well, one about a baler, which we are going to go and buy. So we're going to sell this for £450, so that's brilliant. Told me about a baler, but also been very, very helpful with this channel, notifying me on things that I have got wrong. When I say got wrong, the likes of my playlist being backwards and stuff like that, which for me, I am very, very thankful for. Stuff like that, I'm more than happy for people to come and tell me if I'm doing something wrong, because for me, it's the only way I'm actually going to get any better. And that's the end goal out of all of this. Also, his channel, if you go look him up, brilliant channel, and love the sort of the playthrough that he's doing. More storytelling, which and real to life as it was. So it is. I very much enjoy watching them. So please go have a look at his content. Anyways, for us, we have now moved on another month, which means that our wheat is ready to harvest, as is our canola. So, and this is one of the reasons why the baler, being told about this other baler, is perfect timing for us, because it is, I imagine, I haven't looked at it in game, but I imagine it's a 125, and it's relatively cheap. Obviously it's a round baler, but it'll be a lot better for us than using the square baler, because especially if you're trying to do something like a time lapse, when you're picking up everything by hand, it does get a bit crazy. At least this way, when you're picking them up with a front loader, it should look that little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this harvested, and then once this is harvested, we can either go do the canola, we can come straight here by the baler and bale this, or we have our other field, which, thinking on, I think we should have done that in the previous episode. I should have got that drilled, which it was barley, so I'm thinking put oats in there. Obviously this needs drilling. I think that over there needs lime doing, so there's loads of work to do in the fields. I would also like to buy ourselves another greenhouse and put it down where our mobile home is, but that all depends on money. Obviously currently we've got a nice wad of money, but we could soon spend it all, so we've just got to be very, very careful. We do have are they still there? We did have 2 pallets of, was it mushrooms and chilies? I can't remember, or did I sell them? I'll have to have a look. They were blocking the road, but now I said it out loud, I think we may have already sold them. So if that is the case, we will take the Deutz-Fahr up. But yeah. Oh, and also we could possibly get chickens this episode, so there's so much that we could potentially do. It's just trying to figure out what's the best way to go about it. Mr. Stumper, yeah, and then this bit of land here, we can, as soon as both these fields are sorted, we can go in there with the plough and extend it, so we can make this field even bigger. So anyways, I think I better just stop gassing, because I am just gassing for the sake of gassing, and have a look at trying to get this field complete. And that's quite nice to see that we are 50% full after one load. Kind of regret it, selling our logging trailer when I could have converted that into another grain trailer, because we are now completely full in the trailer and full in here. So let's have... Okay, there's nothing really there. I was half tempted with the potting... Well, I'm half tempted with the pottinger, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. Let's have a look at trailers. So obviously this is what we've got with a 3,000 litre capacity. See, we're really looking at the farm tech then to get the most storage. Those designs, I don't think that's worth anything. It does give us a bale trailer as well. Would we have to pay for the bale? No, so the bale trailer's free. What have we got there? So that's 8. We have, well, we've got 6 in the house, so we've only got a room for 1,500 litres, which so we more there. So it means we will fill that trailer and fill the combine. So the next option is, if we go to construction and silos. So would you need an auger for that sort of silo? Yes, I'm going to say we need an auger for that. They're 20 odd thousand. I'm not too much of a fan yet. It's 20,000. It gets you a silo, but I don't think it's in keeping with this at the minute. So we're not going to go for that. So the other option is chickens. And we can go, so that's 30, 20, 20, 30, 150. So I'm half thinking, where would the chickens want to be? We've got our grass there. Do we put the chickens here? Where do their eggs... So the eggs spawn at the front. So I reckon, what's it, 9,130. So it gets cheaper the further we go to the house, but I don't really want it right in front of the house. Let's go find this. We'll just go move that water bowser and then have a look at the ground to see whether we can put it near where that is, where the water bowser is. And then, oh, wrong way. And then that theoretically will give us storage, obviously because we'll buy some chickens as well. Will give us storage for some of this wheat. I'll have to have a look at the canola to see when the best time to sell that is. But obviously this bit of a driveway that I've put down, we can very easily just move this, move the house further back, if we need to. So construction, yeah, 150 chickens, everything else is just ridiculously priced. So if we use that, so we can move the driveway further that way to the left where we wanted to. Well, that's 20. So I want it up here, really. It's about level with that. Let's just give it a go at there and see what that does. Then I think if we just do a bit of landscaping around it, I would imagine we just need to soften there as well. Right, something like that. So we do have we've got a little track that we can walk down there. We've got our spawn point for unloading here, so I do believe this is probably going to have to go further back, and if we do that then there'll be no field coming out the back here. But right, let's now go have a look and see, because I don't know what the capacity of this is, so I'm hoping it could be rather large. Do we go for... So we can do 150, fill it, or I think maybe he's going for 50 maybe be the better option, because then they can always breed, and then we're not paying for as many, and then it means that also that the wheat will last a bit longer. Plus it's a lot cheaper, £2,750. So let's buy them. So that should give us eggs straight away. Hello little chickens. Right, we need to go to here, and we'll go bring you some food, which we can tip this straight into here, I think. Why is that not? Does this tip different sides, or why is that not accepting to put any food in? Let's try from this side. No. So it's not letting me put food in. So what I have just done is raise the floor up to see whether we were out of the trigger, you know, too low down. Which again, that's not doing anything. Let's go to the combine, see if this makes any difference if we were to try, you know, just put the chute over. Alright, let's see what happens when we do this. Nothing. Okay. What is it? If I press... No, not that one. That one. Is that the trigger box there, right in the gateway? And does that mean we're out of the trigger being so high? Right, let's try reverse the tractor and the trailer in there and see whether that changes anything. But I don't know, it could just be this trailer. Yeah, baffling me is this one. But I would say, looking at that, the trigger box is in there. Which, oops, got to concentrate when you're trying to drive a dolly. Oh, this is so annoying. I think, what was it, in the Peachene Valley before this episode, I think we had a lot of bother with the silage clamp, and now we're having bother again trying to just feed our chickens. Oh no. Do we just go bite the bullet and buy that new trailer? Because I think that will make our life a lot easier. Why can I not reverse the dolly? I did it in the Peachene Valley the other day. If I turn like that, it's going to turn the dolly. Well, I've got to reverse first. I'm going to turn the dolly like that, and then I'm going to go like this to try rectify it, and then you go too far. Can we? Alright. So even being in there, it's not letting us tip. And I am on the trailer, aren't I? Yeah, on the trailer. It says unload here, there, but there's no trigger at the bottom. Let's just, whilst we're here, the only thing we can do is try soften the ground again. Bring it all down and level. And if this doesn't work, then I think we're allowed a full refund if this isn't going to work. Yeah, just absolutely nothing there. Let me know down in the comments if that is the case. But right, so construction, what did we pay for it? Well, first things first, let's sell the chickens. We'll delete the money we get for the chickens, and then we'll re-add it. Because there's nothing here, that's just the dialogue box. Do you have to go inside to feed them? Where's... No, that one. So that's for the gate. That's obviously the dialogue box, that's the gate animations, I'm going to guess. Is there anything inside? I really cannot work this out at all. But there's nothing in here to where we have to go into. The only thing I can try is we can give it a go at the other side and just see what happens. Oops, I keep pressing buttons. Right, we're going to try this. If not, we're going to have to sell it, which is really annoying because I was looking forward to this one. Any trigger here? No. Right, I'll quickly just sort this out. Right, change of plan. We have now got our chicken silo, so this is the one that we're going to use. We're going to set it back about there. So, do you want to customise? No. Yes, we definitely want the meadow put in. So right, this one should hopefully now. Yeah, we've got a proper trigger there. Interesting. I don't know why the other one didn't work. Anyways, so we've got that. I have also gone in and put. We go silos here. So we've got a 20-ton silo. So this does 2,000 litres for us that we can put in. And I am. Why is it floating there? Oh no. Interesting. Right, where do we put this? I think, considering our chickens are here, let's go put it down. Why is it lifting up? What's there? Is that the thing for the chickens? Lifts it up, lifts it up, lifts it up. Drops it down. Okay, so we can't put anything around there, which is fine. We'll just put we'll put something else there. Right, where are we going to put this silo? Because we've spent so much time now messing around. I think let's look at just putting it. We'll put it there, like so. I'll just have a quick tidy up of everything here. So again, 50 chickens. Let's just hope this works. Let's now fly through to this, because I'd rather get this trail. Well, we need to get everything empty, to be fair. So I'm hoping this will take a lot of it. If not, we now have our silo there, which I don't really like the look of it where it is, but we're just going to have to make do. Right, so there, we had a trigger pop up there. So now let's try and reverse this into place. There, so right, let's get this tipping. That's a good start now, isn't it? And I would imagine, because it can hold, I think this can hold 250 chickens, I would imagine that we can get a fair amount in here. So my thinking is all of the weight into here. So now if we just empty from here. Don't tell me that's now. Is that turned off? Or did I turn it off? Oh, that's turned off, so let's do that. Let's nip onto here very quickly. And balers. This is the one we're going for. So let's get that bought for £2,000. And oh, it does 150 bales. That's phenomenal that it can do that. This is going to leave us with 500 litres in the tank. So now let's take this over to here and empty. There is quite a few collisions on this, which we've just got to be careful about. But in due course, we'll probably sell it and buy something else. But right, let's try and see if we can get the remainder of this field in. If we can, we'll tip the wheat as well. We'll tip the wheat into the chickens and hopefully make a start on the canola field. Fairly uneventful, which makes a change. Right, let's go tip this into here. So 2,754 litres. So that is better than nothing. I would have thought we'd have got a bit more, but anyways. Why can I not tip straight into here? I would have thought I would be able to. Has it got a... I know sometimes these can have covers on. No. What over here? Oh, hold on. Fold the grain organ. No, I don't want to do that. Fold the blower. Okay, so that's just that. I'm going to stab at a guess that we need to use a trailer. So let's turn this round and empty this into here, or as much as we can into here. Like not so, because it didn't want to give us the trigger. Oh, this. There we go. That'll do. We'll get this empty and we'll go get the canola. So we'll empty. Oopsie. This has not gone well at all, I think. Oh, it's not gone well at all, is that? Right, let's try. Let's not try. We've just hit it again. Right, we'll get this emptied into here and then we'll see whether we can tip this into the silo. And I don't know whether this is time now to get rid of this trailer and buy the other one. But there is something else I would like to have a look at. But it all depends on money, whether we do go down this other route, which I think will be... I think it would be very beneficial to us if we did. It's just whether it's the right time to do it. But right, let's have hit the blower. Can we get... No. Is this going to be... I don't know whether some of these problems are coming just purely because of this trailer. Right, let's go from this way and then we can get as straight as we possibly can up alongside of it. There we go. Ooh, there we go. So let's get that tipping into there. Right, and then we want to go and... What horsepower was that baler? Just so I know what tractor to go to it with. So it's 55 and our tractors... That is a 70 and 143. So we can go with our John Deere, which would be quite nice to use the John Deere because I don't think we've properly used it for a long time, especially since we've got the Deutz-Fahr. But we can now park this up. We will, however, need this in the next episode for the soybeans. But for the time being, this can go into here. I'm glad we just missed the header. So let's put that down like so, turn it off, and I'm just thinking about it, this tractor's faster, isn't it, than the John Deere, so we'll get there a lot quicker. So I think let's just take this to go get the baler. Change of plan, we were going to use this because we can get these two pallets sold, which I don't know how much they're earning to net us, but I don't really see any point in keeping them. So let's get those onto here. Get those sold. There's another £2,117 back, and we can now get the baler on. And let's now just reverse on, and we're going to set this to 150 now because that's brilliant that we can do that. So put that on, and then go on to here, 150, and we'll get back to the yard now. And then I think in one time lapse we should be able to bale and potentially plough, get that top ploughing all done. Well, this baler is brilliant. I think the only negative I can have for it is you're about to say. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. It takes forever to unload, and this is where I'm so thankful for the round baler extension mod, that I just have this setting on cruise control and it's just stopping for me, which is brilliant. And I did try to do it with the John Deere because I wanted to, obviously we haven't really used that the right lot of late, but it's just underpowered, so there was not a cat and else chance of trying to do it. But anyways, right, let's go. Let's pull this into here, put it next to the stump grinder. Oh, I'm driving forward. I'll put it next to the stump grinder, and we also then need to go and get the stump grinder, because there is that singular stump that for some reason we just left. Well, I say we, I had just left. Right, so let's put this on and let's go get it. I would be lost without this tractor. I'm so glad that we bought it. But right, there it is. So let's turn that on and gone. All that for such a small, short little job. But did we, and I can't remember whether we did or not, did we soil sample? No. I was just about to say, did we soil sample this? And because we didn't, what I'm going to go do is I'm going to plough this top bit here, and then we can soil sample them all together. Once we've done that, we will get that bottom field drilled, but we do also need to lime all our fields. So liming and ploughing may be something to do together. Also, what's everyone think to the music? Very interested to know what your thoughts are, because I have started using is it epidemic sound, which I have held off from using it for all this time because it was just another cost. I think, is it 20 for the pro version? It's like £20 a month or something. And obviously for a channel that isn't, fair dues, we've just been accepted into the partnership program, but for a channel that isn't making any money at the moment, it's rather a lot. If you think that's 240 quid for the year, I need to get the soil sampler. Forgot to get that, so we'll pull that into here next to all our diesel. Let's get that on. And then where did we leave the plough? I'm going to hazard a guess that we are going to need some more lime at some point. We should also make use of all this grass that we've got. That may be something to think about doing, because my thoughts are all that timber, all the wood that we have up there, that should be able to fund, or hopefully be able to fund for us, our next field, which, let's just put that on cruise control. I am thinking, what's too new? That's too much money. It's a 226, so let's go to farmland. I think that's probably the best one to go for, and then whilst we're then building and making money, we can then move to and buy 27. It's the only things. 41 would be brilliant, but for almost 500,000, no thanks. But anyways, we will get on, we'll get this ploughed, we will get soil sampled, and then most likely we will then get some lime on, because like I say, we have to get one field drilled today, at least one field. It'll be a complete waste if we don't, because I know, like I say, we've got the, yeah, that is ploughing it. We've got the soybeans next, and then I think it's a sorghum after that, but then we don't have anything, thereafter. So I'm thinking obviously oats in that bottom field, so then we should be able to harvest that after the soybeans, I think. I've got to be careful up here, so I'm getting sidetracked in my thoughts. I've got to be careful up here purely because it kicks in there, so just to make sure that we are within our boundary. There's nothing worse, well, there's a lot worse, but going over your boundary is so annoying. But right, we will, now we are here, we'll just straighten up this bit like so. We'll get this ploughed and we'll get the soil samples done and so on. So my front loader, it just isn't tall enough to be able to lift him into the back, but I am able to load it, which I do like it. I do like it when we can load it properly. If I drop the spreader down, I can get underneath like so to fill it up, which it's positive. I reckon if I did put, it would make it look a bit better if I had the big bags on the end of the tires. I reckon that would do it a lot better. But right, let's pack this up in here. So we need to get both off. I want to check something. Well, no, actually, I don't think it will work. I'd have to have. Oh, that's annoying, because I was rather hoping that if we were to have, say, put the seed drill on the front and then put the rollers on the back, would that work? But I can't see the seed drill working. Yeah, we just put it on the front. But right, let's drop that there. We now need to spin around and get this, which I'm hoping there's some seed in it. If there isn't, that would be most infuriating. There is, so that's full of seed. We said we're going to put oats in here, because we've put all of our wheat in with the chickens, and there's only 50 chickens, and if they were to run out, we do have sorghum coming up, so that won't be too bad either. And I haven't had a look yet, to be fair. If we go precision farming, so we've got loam down here, which is brilliant, although that did take a lot of lime on it. That field is probably our worst field. If we did this one bigger, it probably wouldn't be so bad, to be fair. But right, back in with, well, oats was a little strip field that's now grass, so we'll get this in with oats. We will get it rolled. We can leave it to fertilise until the next episode. Obviously in the next one we'll have all that to cultivate. We won't need to cultivate what we've ploughed, but we'll have that big field to cultivate, and we will have these soybeans to harvest, which, if we have a look on here very quickly for one last job, let's go here, let's go soybeans. We've timed that perfectly. Have just missed the tiniest little bit just here, so we missed a bit there as well. We definitely missed that bit. What else? I don't think I can't have missed much more. I've missed odds and sods, but that is not an issue at all. But right, we will get this put away. Obviously we will need it in the next episode, because I would imagine, well, should we just cultivate that big field in the next episode and then the one after that? I don't know. I just want to make sure that I make sure that I keep breaking things up a bit, so we're not just doing the same old. It's why the chickens is quite a nice little something else. Obviously getting sheep or goats at some point. I know Alma, we did a lot with sheep and goats, but it'll be very interesting to see. Right, so we have in here 2,753 litres. If we go to the time-saving stock check, so we currently have max value £9,272 worth of goods, which is a lot better than the last time I looked on this. Straw is actually not so bad, but look at the difference in price for straw. So if we go here, and here. Normally, I think that's about 140 when you're on easy. Obviously, normal economy, it's dropped everything right down for us, which should make it interesting. Those bales there, we'll get them gathered up and put them into storage next month. But anyways, I think there's not much more to really say. Then thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.